Like, we grew up in a super conservative Christian town outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And it's like, oh, it's probably not that bad, right? My grandma wouldn't let us watch Lilo and Stitch because she thought Stitch was demonic. So I'm like 13, I'm like, Grandma, but Ohana means family. She's like, yeah, the devil's family. And she would hit me with a wooden spoon. And she was one of those Christian women that just believed anything you could tell her. Like, I remember like the old Disney movies where they had like the giant dick on the Little Mermaid box. Right, and then Simba fell in like the dust of his dead dad and it spelled sex or something. Right, does anyone remember this?
Yes!
So my grandma's like making up shit. She's like, yeah, Ohana backwards is Aneho, and that means I swallow in butter. Pretty sure you're making this up. What are you talking about over brunch? Like, what are you doing? I didn't watch Lilo and Stitch till I was 18 because of that. So apparently growing up, God was like, I don't want you to have sex before marriage and wait till you're an adult to watch Lilo and Stitch. Do those things in order. So when my little sister came out of the closet, you could tell how thrilled they were when that happened. I was the first person she came out to, so we pull on the engine and she kills we pull on the driveway and she kills the engine. She's like, hey Chris. I was like, what? She's like, I think I like girls. I was like, cool, me too. I think we get it from Dad. Pretty sure. And because of our upbringing, she was curious. She's like, well, do you think Mom and Dad know? Why were you not dropping hints when you bought this Kia Sportage? Like, what are you... Yeah, cat's out of the bag. She's like sitting over here like Bruce Willis. I was like, Mom and Dad figured it out when you shaved your head. If they didn't, then you put the nail in the coffin when you bought a ride-on lawnmower. Like, what are you doing? She still wears the jeans with the hammer loop and she doesn't know how to build a house. Yes, the cat's out of the bag. Just waiting for like Habitat for Humanity to call and be like, we need some dyke muscle to come help this. You're not a carpenter, Brittany, sit down. Sit down. One of my parents actually found out they kicked her out of the house. So my dad was like, God did not want this life for you, screaming at her, making her cry. And she's confused because she's like, well then why did he give me awesome knuckles? Right? And I was like, that's not healthy. You're gonna go to hell. You're no good for me. I'm like, Brittany, again, you're gonna bounce back. Mom was screaming that same thing at like a bag of Doritos 3 days ago. You got this. It's gonna be okay. When I go home and I take her to the bar, sometimes people will just stare at her. You know, they're just staring at her to figure out if she's a boy or a girl, right? Looks like a boy, acts like a boy, but they don't ever go up to her to find out. They always come up to me. So they're gonna come up to me, that's grounds for me to fuck with you. So they'll come up to me like, hey, is that a boy or is that a girl? I'm like, yeah, that's my sister, and she actually has terminally ill cancer. Yeah, you're a dick. I was like, I take her on walks and stuff. She can shake. Watch what happens when you throw a ball in here. It's really cool. I try to let her hang out with people like I'm gonna go live like us, you know? They always feel like shit. They're like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's pretty serious. It's type F. For fake, because she's just a lesbian. You're just an asshole. So I guess 2017 doesn't matter at this point if you're a boy or a girl. Like, can we just go back to judging people like whether or not they were homeless? It was way easier to be like, do you have a house? No, you're disgusting. Like, get out of my face. Super disgusting. I don't know if it's scientifically proven, but they do say that when you're about to have a stroke, you smell burnt toast. Has anyone heard of that?
Yeah.
If you're gonna take anything away from the show tonight, take away this. I have a theory. If you're downtown in any city at night and you smell pee, you're about to get robbed. That's just what's gonna happen. A couple months ago, I thought it'd be a good idea to take a shortcut to the movie theater, and I live downtown LA.
So true.
And I'm walking, and I was late, and you're like, you know what? I was really high, too, so I made a good idea to take a shortcut under an overpass that smelled like pee. What could go wrong? So I'm passing by all these tents. I'm like, you got this, just stay to the side. Nope, I hear one of the fucking zippers go on one of the tents, and 3 people step out. It was 2 Hispanic guys and a black guy. Right, already I'm trying to put myself in their position, like if my circle jerk was interrupted, I'd be pissed off. Trying to put myself in their shoes, and I realized I couldn't because they weren't wearing any. Gross people. So again, I'm like, you got this, just stick to the side. No, the three spread out like they're gonna do a street performance in LA and don't let me fucking pass. I'm like, how do I come across the only three ninjas in LA? How does this happen? So I walk up to him. The two Hispanic guys standing in back grinning with no teeth. They just look like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. I felt bad, I didn't bring any fish. I was like, stay away from apples, buddy. And then the black guy in front was the complete opposite. He just had too much teeth. Like, do you ever have it when someone smiles, and then you're immediately reminded of how good a horse movie is that you see? You ever have that? Like, somebody will smile, and you're like, God, I need to rewatch Seabiscuit. It's fucking dope. Or Secretariat, remember that shit? Anyone smiles? So I'm like walking through, and he's like, excuse me, you're gonna have to pay a walking toll if you want to come through here. I mean, this is the cutest mugging I've ever... I'm like, will you take a 10 spot, sir? Or can I feed you in baby carrots? Like, what are you going on? I was like, you want me to say a riddle? Like, you three look like trolls. Like, let's do this. I was like, what has 3 heads and 20 teeth collectively? This. I tell this story to people, and they're like, I don't understand why you just didn't run away. Did you miss the part where I was high? Did you miss the part where he was a black homeless guy? It's not like I was in a swimming pool and I could just swim away. You guys, thank you so much. My name is Chris. I appreciate it.